Welcome to this week's edition of our industry newsletter. It's a real pleasure to be able to introduce you to Grant Harrison, who's the chair of our Rental Vehicle Division. Welcome, Grant.
Thanks very much, Rob.
This week we want to talk about certainly how the Rental Vehicle Division is going in terms of COVID and general industry practice, but also a concerning issue that's emerging as a result of government changes around compulsory third party. But firstly, Grant, how's the industry?
Well, look, the industry has really been seesawing throughout the COVID outbreak. We've seen the rental industry decimated with border closures, certainly very early in the piece with a lack of movement, certainly air movement and international movements, particularly in tourist locations such as Cairns, the Whitsundays, Sunshine Coast and Gold Coast. Outside of those areas, activity has started to increase late last year, and we've seen things start to plateau. However, they continue to be impacted by border closures and lockdowns. And
the interesting thing about that is the industry's in parts doing okay. It's patchy, particularly if they're connected to the tourism industry. The compulsory third party issue is it's begun a disturbing development where governments increase compulsory third party, this is a state government issue, by as much as 25% without consultation. Grant, what impact does that have on your industry at this difficult time?
Well, look, I can't emphasise the impact that it's had on our small business area. So there seems to be a view that it was simply going to impact the larger corporate end of town, and a lack of understanding of how the rental industry is really driven by small to medium enterprise who are small mums and dads who have expended a great deal of money in buying a franchise of one of the large name rental companies, and then go and really pour all of their superannuation into buying motor vehicles and hopefully making a profit.
So this impacts small guys. It's not just as if all the big guys can absorb this sort of increase and pass it on to customers. This will hurt small business.
Rod, it's heartbreaking to see people who have worked all of their lives in the industry to be decimated through no fault of their own from COVID, then being impacted on an ongoing basis from the lockdowns and border closures, the lack of international travel, people who have defleeted by over half of their vehicles. Yep. The ripple effect of that is, in some circumstances, we're waiting 12 months for new assets. So this is not going to right itself overnight, even if some of these small business operators actually have the funding capability to be able to recover. So to be impacted by an increase per asset of 25% on your CTP, it's just going to send some people to the wall. We've had people who have laid off all of their staff because they simply cannot afford it. So it is having a very, very real and material and personal impact.
So heartbreaking. It's a grab for cash by government. But will this not mean that a lot of those small businesses, even if they can survive, they'll just not buy as many cars, which impacts somewhere else?
Absolutely. I mean, that's the flow-on effect. It's also going to impact our tourism market. I mean, it's already very expensive to come to Australia and holiday in Australia. This is just going to make it a lot easier to fly overseas to Fiji and to Bali and holiday there. So it's just so disappointing that the lack of consultation. And had there been that consultation...
zero consultation. Yeah, bizarre. Why do they do it then?
Look, I don't know. I know that as a result of some of these changes that there are reductions in other areas of up to 55%. So I'm assuming that simply the rental industry is subsidising other areas of the business, and I guess ultimately we would have to wait for the Commissioner to answer those questions, because I don't know. Okay. And all I know is that 87% of our membership in the Rental Vehicle Industry Division of the MTA are small business people. Small business.
So our message to our members, not just those in the Rental Vehicle Division, get to your local member, let them know about this concern, and that this is not only going to impact on small businesses, it's going to impact on the automotive industry more generally. Please get involved. Local members are the key here. That's our call out to you. My last message of the week for this week on a different topic. Anyone wanting to know about electric vehicles, hybrid electric vehicles, get onto our website. We've got some fantastic micro-credentials for you. See you next week.
Thank you.